A 5 Investigates exclusive tonight. A man's death after being restrained by Boston police back in 2019 is now being called a homicide.
Yeah, the DA says police did nothing wrong, but the man's family is raising questions about what happened and the way the case was handled. 5 Investigates' Kathy Curran with the details.
49-year-old Joseph Perry died within days of being brought to this Boston police station in the South End. His family has been searching for answers for almost 2 years. No one would tell them what happened until we began asking questions.
He was badly bruised, lacerations along his head. The machine was keeping him alive, I guess, at that time. His legs, his knees, it was down to, in some parts, the bone.
The troubling image of his brother Joe in a hospital bed on life support at Tufts Medical Center 2 years ago is one Chris Perry can't erase from his mind. Joe was arrested by Boston police on Mass Ave during an alleged sexual assault early in the morning on July 14, 2019. He died 6 days later.
Joey was a father, he was a brother, he was a son, he was an uncle, he was a man. But they treated him like he was dog meat. Like that's how I see it. Obviously, people could say I'm biased, but that's how I see it.
According to the medical examiner, Perry died from lack of oxygen and blood to his brain and a heart attack after being subdued and restrained by police. The ME found he had acute cocaine intoxication and heart disease. It's been ruled a homicide, but Suffolk County District Attorney Rachel Rollins says this is not a case of excessive force.
He was non-compliant. Ultimately, they ended up getting his feet restrained and handcuffing him.
Rollins says when police arrived on scene, Perry was involved in a fight with other men and then became combative. She says restraints were done properly, and moments after Perry was taken to the District 4 station, he began harming himself inside the transport van.
He was incredibly agitated and sweating, and ultimately banged his head up against the inside of that wagon, causing a profuse amount of blood and bleeding to come from his face. And the police went in and ultimately brought him out.
Rollins says Perry ultimately lost consciousness, but was revived and rushed to the hospital.
I felt, to be honest with you, that, somebody did something wrong. Somebody went too far.
Force was absolutely used, but lawful force in response to the force used to not get arrested is completely appropriate by law enforcement.
Joseph Perry was one of 3 men in Boston police custody who died within a 3-month period that year after arriving at the department's South End station. On the very same day Perry was arrested, 28-year-old Shane Stilfen was also taken into custody. He overdosed and died inside the lockup. Video obtained by 5 Investigates shows Stilfen barely able to stand during booking and ingesting drugs within minutes of being alone in his cell. Officers routinely walked by until they found him unresponsive. Christian Gagel, a father of 2, also died after overdosing here that May. No criminal charges have been filed in the cases after investigations by the Suffolk County DA. The Perry family says they respect police and realize they have a difficult job, but call the handling of Joe's case unacceptable and question the DA's decision.
I just did not get a good sense or feel that they were very forthcoming about what happened. They weren't transparent at all.
As somebody who has absolutely no problem holding the Boston police accountable when they make mistakes, this is not one of those circumstances where they did anything criminal.
If he did what he did was wrong, it's wrong. You pay the price, you go to jail, you don't die.
The medical examiner determined how Perry died back in April, but no one notified the family. A spokesperson for the medical examiner says the DA's office told them to refer the family to the DA, but the DA says that's not the case. There is limited video of what happened that's expected to be released later this week. Kathy Curran, 5 Investigates.
In a statement, Boston police are calling this, quote, a tragic incident that highlights the difficult and complex situations members of the Boston Police Department encounter on a daily basis.